Hello, my beautiful sadists in this case who enjoy seeing me suffer, and welcome back to the Mr. Live Reading and Reaction videos. Joining me today is my fabulous guest. I have it on good authority that he is a man, Punch, and he wears a pretty hat. Please welcome Linkara. Do a digital applause for him there.
I'm getting ready for a convention right now, and one of the new things we have is little buttons that say I am a man on them.
Nice. You've always been really on point with the merchandising and branding.
I try to be, at least, because extra money is always nice.
Yeah, always. Okie smoky. So yeah, as usual, I keep wanting to say live stream. It hasn't been a live stream for a while because I get rampant anxiety with anything recorded live. I don't have a chance to edit. But yeah, so this is a live reading, and we are raising money for the ACLU.
Hey guys, this is Future Dom jumping in from the editing stage. I realised that my original attempt to explain the amazing work that the ACLU does was both unhelpful and incoherent, so I thought I'd have another swing at it. The American Civil Liberties Union is a non-profit organisation that, for about 100 years now, has been using litigation, political lobbying, advocacy, and education to fight for the rights of vulnerable groups. They've been on the front lines of immigration, LGBTQ issues, reproductive rights, criminal justice, voting rights, disability, the human rights of the incarcerated, and racial justice reform, amongst many others. I started this fundraiser during the marches to protest the murder of George Floyd because I was desperate to do something, anything that might help make the world a less horrible place, and I have been absolutely floored by the amount that you guys have donated towards these causes. I can honestly say that it has been one of the most moving events of my entire life, and I could not be more proud to have you guys as beautiful watchers. But I guess we should get back to it so you can enjoy a comic book reviewer describing a terribly written sex scene to me in graphic detail.
When I first set this out, I set the bar for paying for chapters of this book really low. Like I said, to like $200 a chapter, I think. So the entire book has been paid for. So new donations are not required to keep this horror show going, but they are appreciated. So it's up to you. And yeah, so Minkara, please let me try and fill you in on what's happened so far in this terrible, terrible book. Okay. The two main characters are Maxim or Maximilian, I forget, thick basket dick wanker pants, I don't know. He was the younger brother of a British aristocrat, the Earl of Trevithick. And he pretty much spent his day being a complete waster. He's just a playboy, goes out shagging every night and getting drunk every morning. All sorts of things.
He's what Bruce Wayne presents himself.
Basically, yeah,
to Gotham.
Bruce Wayne without any of the redeeming features, or like maybe he's Charlie Sheen's character from 2.5 Men, but posh and British. So they do make a point of saying this guy is, upper class, so he does quite a posh accent. So any future scenes you'll see where he's trying to be charming, you have to imagine his voice like this.
All right, so I've got to make sure I give him the proper snootiness in all his dialogue.
Yes, this is your one chance to do a really insulting British accent without I can't complain about it. So take this advantage.
Oh, you can complain. I just won't stop.
But yes, so his brother tragically died, which means the authority of the Earl of Trevor Thickpants was thrust upon him. He immediately started shagging his late brother's wife in a deeply toxic relationship, which he beats himself up for, but apparently doesn't stop, even though he doesn't actually seem to like her very much. And yeah, so the other character is, I keep saying her name wrong. I want to say Alessia.
Alessia is what I read it as.
Yeah. She is from, I believe, Albania. I keep forgetting that point. She was brought to England as part of a human trafficking ring to be sold into sex work, basically. And she escaped at a petrol station, I believe at one point, where she was being transferred between two lorries, and went off to start a new life as a cleaner. So she's what's called his daily, which is basically a cleaner who comes in every day to clean up the used condoms and beer bottles and everything. Yeah, it's nasty. She's, in the way of E.L. James, she is quite, a very small, unassuming, very submissive person, while he is all big and rambunctious and, ripped and, he's basically posh British grey, but even less appealing somehow, because he doesn't really have any trauma to justify his terrible behaviour. He's just a wanker. So, so they're sort of getting to know each other, and he's sort of noticing her because he likes that she's not slutty like all those other girls. And then the sex traffickers turned up again to reclaim her, to drag her back into sex slavery. So he fended them off with all the power of his upper-class sense of entitlement. So it's like, get out of my house! Get out! I was like, well, you're going to have to, like... For some reason, she's like, oh, no police, sir, please. And so he's like, okay, well, we'll go stay in my holiday home in Trevithick, the town. He's not told her that he's the Earl, because for some reason he thinks that's the power imbalance that's too far.
Wait. His idea is so these people have already entered his house.
Yep.
And his bright idea to get to protect her is to make her even more isolated, where even fewer people can come to help if need be.
Yep, you have nailed it in one, my friend. That his amazing plan is to take her far away from any potential help or witnesses. Just because I guess they couldn't possibly trace him to his holiday home.
Like, if this guy is rich, couldn't you, maybe if they went to another country?
Yeah, you'd think.
But
I can't see why. I'm spilling tea everywhere, but not in the fun, gossipy way. You think that was apparently beyond his imagination. So he's basically gone about 70 miles down the road to keep her. So that's going to be completely fine. And now they've been doing the sort of, oh no, we've been forced into the same close quarters together. Whatever shall we do? And they're both very attracted to each other. But did that again, very typical of E.L. James thing, where he discovered she was a virgin and immediately freaked out because, oh no, it's such a responsibility taking a woman's virginity. It's like it's to build himself up to it. This is basically the entire story so far. We're almost halfway through the book, but because E.L. James has micro-explained every aspect of their actions from London to wherever the fuck they are now, the South Coast. That's all that's really happened. So they've gone out for a very awkward pub lunch where he ran into one of his old ex-girlfriends, who's the bar lady. And again, E.L. James trope style, she's a horrible person because she's an ex and she actually liked sex, so she must be a terrible person,
Which probably explains. I did read ahead just this first page, so that probably explains the very ending, because I was laughing my ass off at the final couple sentences here.
Spoilers! Okay, well I can't wait to get to that. But yeah,
you'll see what we got here. All right, well, I am ready whenever you are, unless there's more to say.
I believe you're correct. I said he's just had a quick internal conflict. He's like, oh, I can't possibly tell her I'm an earl because that will somehow change the fact that I have all the power anyway.
All right.
Let's do this.
Then let's do this. Alessia is entranced by the sea. She runs with the same uninhibited joy into the shallow surf. The Wellingtons keep her feet dry from the crashing waves. She is effervescent. Mr. Maxim has given her the sea. Overcome with giddy delight, she closes her eyes, stretches out her arms, and breathes in the chilly, salted air. She can't remember ever feeling this full. For the first time in a long time, she's enjoying a small slice of happiness. She has a keen sense of connection to the cold, wild landscape that somehow reminds her of her homeland. I laughed earlier, by the way, when you mentioned. I kind of giggled earlier when you mentioned Albania, because any mention of Albania now just reminds me of the movie Wag the Dog, where, which is, long story short, it's a movie about trying to fake a war with Albania to distract from a scandal.
Oh.
It's a great movie.
It's very specific. Yeah, that sounds funny.
She feels like she belongs. She is complete. Turning around, she regards Maxim as he stands on the shoreline with his hands deep in his coat pockets, watching her. The wind ripples his hair, the traces of gold glinting in the sun. Does he have gold in his hair?
I can't. I'm assuming.
Is he blonde, otherwise I have this image of him pouring gold dust over his head.
Every potential douchebag thing that is possibly known to the Western world, he has done, because he's a black and white photographer. I think he's a guitar, an acoustic guitarist. He's a DJ.
He's in a band.
Yeah. So I would not be surprised if he has gold frosted tips. I can't remember, but any possible douchebag combination, he is.
Oh, but you are wrong, sir, because as it says here, he is breathtaking. And her heart is full to the brim. She loves him. Yes, she loves him. She is giddy, excited, and in love. This is what it should feel like. Joyful, filling, free. The realization surges through her like the bracing Cornish wind that whips her hair across her face. She is in love with Mr. Maxim. All her unarticulated feelings bubble to the surface, and her face erupts into a megawatt smile. His answering smile is dazzling, and for a moment she dares to hope. Perhaps one day he will feel the same way too. She dances over to him, and in an unguarded moment launches herself at him, flinging her arms around his neck. "Thank you for bringing me here," she exclaims, breathless. He grins down at her as he holds her close. "It's my pleasure," he says. "It will be," she quips, and laughs as his eyes widen and his mouth drops open.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Sounds like Johnny's getting laid!
She likes to maintain that this character is purer than driven snow, but she is mad horny, so...
She is so thirsty for him.
But
She
apparently
wants
she's
him.
also, like, in love with him. They've known each other, officially known each other for, 3 days, I think?
She wants him. All of him. She whirls out of his arms and back into the shower. So she's basically like, whee!
Whee! No, the infantile, again, very childlike behavior from her. She's infantized all the way through this. It's terrifying.
Good God! She's tipsy, maybe even a little drunk. And beautiful. I'm infatuated. Oh, so this is from his perspective now.
Yeah,
okay, so now I got to put on more of a voice here.
Yeah. When it's
I'm infatuated.
When it's third person, I think it's her. When it's first person, it's him for some reason.
I'm infatuated. Suddenly, she slips and falls as a wave crashes over her. Shit! Panicked, I race to help. She tries to scramble to her feet and slips again, but when I reach her, she's laughing. And soaked. I help her up. I think that's enough swimming for one day, I mutter. So they're more like...
Well, you know E.L. James loves anything that involves talking quietly, muttering, murmuring, so much murmuring, like whispering. It's like no one ever talks normally in this book.
Because I imagine their conversation just like... That's what muttering is.
Yeah.
It's freezing. Let's get you home. And I take her hand. Alessia gives me a crooked grin and trails after me across the sand towards the path back to the house. Pausing every few steps, she seems reluctant to leave the beach, but she's still giggling and appears happy enough. I don't want her catching a chill. Back in the warmth of the hideout, I pull her into my arms. Your giggling is irresistible. I kiss her quickly and slip off her soaking coat. Her jeans are sodden, but thankfully the rest of her clothes underneath seem dry. I rub her arms briskly to warm her. You should go and change. It's gonna make his voice even worse each time. Yeah. Okay! Alessia grins and heads towards the stairs. Taking her coat, well, Marianne's coat. I'm assuming Marianne is like an ex or his mom or something.
I keep losing track. I think Marianne is like his assistant away from home. I think she's the one who's in charge of managing the local area for him. So,
all right. I hang it up in the hallway over the radiator where it will dry. I remove my boots and socks, which are also wet. Yeah.
Thanks for the
Then head
information.
into the guest cloakroom. When I come out, she's disappeared, and I assume she's gone upstairs to find a dry pair of jeans. I sit down on one of the kitchen bar stools and call Danny to arrange supper. Next, I call Tom Alexander. Trifthig, how the devil are you? That's his voice, I've decided.
Okay.
Good, thanks. Anything to report from Brentford? No, it's all quiet on the rested front. How's Cornwall? I'm torturing you here. I love it.
I mean, the book was able to do that anyway. If anything, this is making it more bearable, so please.
You know, old boy, I've been thinking. There's an awful lot of trouble to go to for your daily. She's a pretty girl and all that, but I hope she's worth it. She is. Never knew you to be a sucker for a damsel in distress. She's not a I hope you've sealed the deal. Tom, that's none of your fucking business. Okay, I'll take that as a no. He laughs. Tom, I warn. Yes, Trifthig. grief, thick. Like every time I keep saying that. Keep your bloody hair on. It's all good here. It's all you need to know. Thank you. Keep me updated. Will do. Farewell. He hangs up. I stare down at the phone. Fuck. I email Oliver. And now we have an email copy pasted here to Oliver Macmillan on February 2nd, 2019 from Maxim Trevelyan. Whereabouts. Oliver, I'm in Cornwall attending to a private matter and staying at the hideout. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here. Tom Alexander will be invoicing me for his services via his security company, payment for which should come out of my personal allowances. If you need to reach me, email is better, as phone reception down here, as you know, is spotty. It's a good thing that I'm far away from any way of quickly contacting someone for help. I am a genius.
I'm also I notice he's telling everyone that he's here.
Criminy and I'm calling it now. I've not read this before, of course. I don't know any details of this. Oliver's going to turn out to be a traitor. Probably in league with them. Just calling that now.
Noted. Almost
sometime you're gonna message me saying you're right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna someone pick up that phone because I called it.
So I'll start a hashtag. Linkara's right.
That's what everyone should be saying all the time, really. Then I text Caroline in Cornwall. We'll be here a while. Hope all is well with you, MX. She texts back immediately. Do you want me to come down? No, things to do. Thanks for the offer. Are you avoiding me? Don't be silly. Sad face. I don't believe you. I'll call you at the hall. I'm not at the hall. Where are you then? What the fuck are you doing down there? Caro, leave it. I'll call next week.
I think this is the brother's widow. I can't remember. Names all blurred together.
So Alessia is different from the brother's widow?
Yeah, no. Alessia is the sex trafficking victim from Albania. Okay. The widow is someone else entirely.
But he's still sleeping with her.
He was until moments until he met her. He's never officially ended the relationship with her. So he's. I mean they were just. I think it was implied that they were casual. I don't know if they were actually dating or if he's cheating on her now. But he also shagged several other women in the first half of the book, so I'm assuming they have an open relationship or whatever. But
does she know that it's an open relationship?
Good question. I don't believe that was established, but when you're bagging your brother's widow, there's not, there's only so much further you can fall after that.
Yeah. What are you up to? I'm intrigued and I miss you. I have to see the step-sow again. The step-sow?
I don't know what that is. No, that does not
I have to see the step-sow. So I'm assuming stepmother, stepsister, step-something then. And basically calling them a cow.
I don't remember a step. He does have a weird thing where he would not stop talking about how attractive his mother was when he met her. So that's a thing.
Well, how the fuck am I going to explain to Caroline what's happening down here? I run my hands through my hair, hoping to find inspiration. Nothing comes to me, so I go looking for Alessia. She isn't in either of the upstairs bedrooms. Alessia! I call as I come back into the main living area. But she doesn't reply. I dash down to the lower floor and quickly check the 3 ground-level guest bedrooms, the games and cinema room. No Alessia. Fuck! I try to quell my rising panic and run back upstairs and through to the spa to see if she's in the jacuzzi or the sauna. No sign. Where the fuck is she? I check the scullery, and there she is, sitting bare-legged on the floor, reading a book while the tumble dryer rumbles away. So apparently she decided that she's the scullery maid now.
Well, I mean, she was to start with, so I guess she's just reverting back to it. Or I believe we're about to learn she doesn't have another pair of trousers.
Ah. Here you are. I conceal my exasperation, feeling ridiculous for my concern. Why should I be concerned? There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, only armed men coming to find you. What's to worry about?
What are you doing? I'm breathless as I lean against the wall. She draws her knees up and stretches her white top over them, concealing her legs. She rests her chin on her knees, her face an endearing shade of embarrassed pink. I'm reading, and I'm waiting for my jeans to dry. I can see that. Why didn't you change? Change? Into another pair. Called it. She blushes a deeper shade of pink. I do not have another pair. Her tone is blushed and tinged with shame. Bloody hell! And I recall the 2 pathetic plastic bags that I packed into the boot of my car. They held everything she owns. Closing my eyes, I lean my head back against the wall, feeling utterly stupid. She has nothing. Not even clothes or socks. Shit. Checking my watch, I realize it's too late to go shopping. And I've had 2 pints, so I can't. I don't drink and drive. It's late now! Tomorrow I'll take you to Padstow, and we can get you some new clothes. I cannot afford new clothes. My jeans will dry soon. Without acknowledging her comment, I glanced down at her book. What are you reading? It's this wonderful book called 50 Shades. Have you tried it?
Wait,
No.
Oh, thank God. I wasn't sure if you were joking.
That would be hilarious, though. No. I found this in the bookshelves. She holds up Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. Do you like it? It's set in Cornwall. I've just started it. From what I remember, I enjoyed it. Look, I'm sure I have something... Oh, I think I reversed them. Do you like it? It's set in Cornwall. I've just started it. From what I remember, I enjoyed it. Look, I'm sure I have something you could wear. I rise and hold out my hand. Clutching the book, she's a little wobbly as she stands, and the hem of her top is wet. Shit, she'll catch a cold.
See, I'm not surprised you got those mixed up, because, like, the way this is written is devoid of any sort of structure or punctuation or anything. Like, it started with she's something, full stop, and something else, and now it's like there's no he said, she said. It's all just dialogue after dialogue.
And usually that's fine with just 2 people, but when it's I found the bookshelf, she holds up Jamaica Inn. Now, now to be fair, it did separate it with a line break.
It did, but like
but I just figured, but it still sounded like with her, it sounded like she was still continuing her thought.
Yeah. The perspective is drawn to her by the last action having been hers. You can't just switch from that to someone else without any sort of indication. And also, what is E.L. James's obsession with defiling the legacy of Daphne du Maurier? Because, like, she quotes Rebecca. Well, Rebecca was clearly an inspiration for her with 50 Shades a lot, and now she's coming after the rest of her work. Leave her alone. She's a good author.
Alright, I try not to look at her long, naked legs. I try not to imagine them wrapped around my waist. I fail.
He masturbated to her in the shower this morning. He's got no, like, high ground.
And she's wearing the pink panties. Torture! My need is a slow, dull ache. I'll have to shower. Again. Come on! Come on! My voice is thick with desire.
Phrasing.
But fortunately, she doesn't seem to notice. We head upstairs, and she ducks into the guest room while I explore the walk-in wardrobe to see what other clothes Danny has brought to the house. Alessia appears by the door a few moments later wearing SpongeBob pajama bottoms and an Arsenal FC shirt. So, are these his SpongeBob pajama bottoms?
That is a very valid question.
So, I mean, far be it from me. I'm wearing pajama pants right now while we're doing this. So far be it from me to judge anyone. It's just this guy doesn't come across as a big SpongeBob SquarePants watcher.
I don't think he's referenced football either, so I don't know where the Arsenal shirt came from. So,
I have these, she says with an apologetic and still half tipsy smile. I stop rummaging, even in ridiculous faded pajamas.
Okay, so they are hers. Okay.
Okay, and a football shirt. She is stunning. They'll do. I smirk as I imagine slipping those trousers off her hips and down her legs. These were Mikhal's. Mikhal's, I'm not sure about whose that is.
I can't remember who that is either, honestly. Like, so much of this book is so forgettable.
I guessed. They were too small for him. They look a little big for you. We'll get you some clothes tomorrow. She opens her mouth to protest, but I raise my fingers to her lips. Hush! Her lips are soft to my touch. I want this woman.
Oh, it's so creepy being in this guy's head. It's like the guy who wolf whistles on the street, but just, we're stuck with him. We're stuck in his mind.
Yup. She pouts and forms a kiss against my skin, and her eyes stray to my mouth and darken. My breath catches in my throat. Please don't look at me like that, I whisper, taking my finger off her lips. Like what? Her voice is barely audible. You know, like you want me. Dude, you put your finger on her lips. Unless you're being comedic, there is no reason to do that unless you're being all romantic and...
Yeah, he's allowed to eye fuck her in her panties and SpongeBob pants, but if she says anything nice to him, she's like, no, don't look at me like that, you whore.
Criminy. She flushes and stares down at her feet. I am sorry, she whispers. Shit! I've upset her. This guy's got quite a potty mind.
Yeah, no, that's his thing. He's like, because he's posh, but like really foul-mouthed. He's like, shit, fuck, ugh, bollocks. All the way through.
Alessia. I close the space between us so I'm almost touching her. The enchanting scent of lavender and roses mixed with the salty air of the sea. But, like, did she put on perfume or some really good deodorant before this? Or is she just naturally... have a flowery aroma?
I mean, she presumably smells like the channel. You know, like
yeah. He at least included the salty air of the sea.
I mean, I don't know if E.L. James ever been to the sea. That kind of overpowers all the other aromas. She smells like shit.
I stroke her cheek, and she leans her lovely face into my palm.
Looks like she's a cat.
Big twist of this story. She's gonna turn out to be a cat.
All along, she was 3 cats in a trench coat. Final reveal.
It wasn't sex traffickers. This was like an illegal cat trading.
Or just a regular pet shop that she got confused about.
Exactly. I do want you, she murmurs, raising alluring eyes to mine. But I don't know what to do. I brush her bottom lip with my thumb. I think you've had too much to drink, beautiful. She blinks and her eyes cloud with a look I don't understand, and with a lift of her chin she turns and walks out of the room. What the hell? Alessia! I call and follow her, but she ignores me and descends the stairs. I sigh and sit down on the top step and rub my face. I am confused. I am trying, really fucking trying to be noble here. I snort at the irony. I know the look she was giving me. Hell, I've seen it often enough. A fuck me now look. Isn't that why I brought her here? But she's tipsy, and she has no one, and she has nothing. Nothing at all. She has me. Hook, line, and sinker. If I fuck her, I'll be taking advantage. Simple. So I can't, but I've offended her. Shit.
Like, I mean, to be fair, yes, it is the honorable thing not to fuck someone who's under the influence but like, he's giving her such mixed signals here. He's like, touchy face. No, what are you doing? Yes, no. It's like, dude, just, if you get
he keeps giving mixed signals to her like this. Like, this is, like, dude, you could just sit down and explain this to her. Like, this is also one of those classic situations of, like, if two human beings just sat and talked to each other and explained the situation, everything would probably be okay, but instead it's...
Yeah.
No! It is... forbidden.
Yeah. I mean, there's just like, touches every part of her body, and there's like, wait, no, nah. Well, why are you so offended? All I did was drag you close and then push you away violently.
All I did was romantically put my hands on you and give you eyes that make me want to have sex with you, and then tell you no. Stop doing that as if it's your fault. What have I done?
It's kind of borderline gaslighting. Well, no, gaslighting's not quite the right word, but it's manipulation. It's like...
It's manipulation, yes.
Yeah.
The mournful strains of the piano suddenly fill the house. It's a melancholic Bach prelude in E-flat. Can she play a piano?
Yes, she has... is it synesthesia, the thing where you see colors? I forget the technical name for it, but yeah.
Aphasia is where... no, never mind. Yeah, synesthesia, I think, is what you're... I was thinking of aphasia. That's a different thing.
Okay, yeah, she has synesthesia, and she's a musical prodigy. He plays piano just because he learnt it. She's like a piano genius, but she could never afford a piano until now.
I know it well because I studied it for my grade 4 or 5 music examination as a teen. She plays exquisitely, teasing out all the emotion and revealing the depths of the piece. Her skill is phenomenal, and she's articulating everything she feels through the music. She's pissed off at me. Really? 'Cause, again, I was just listening to this. This is not really an angry song.
Yeah. She should have,
it's kind of melancholic and...
She should have like Beethoven, like dun 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 dun. If that's actually Beethoven, I'm not showing my ass. Dun 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 dun. That would be an angry song, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, this is more like melancholic and thoughtful, at least for what I listen to. Bloody hell. Maybe I should take her up on her offer. Fuck her and take her back to London. But even as the thought enters my head, I know I can't do that. I have to find somewhere for her to live. I rub my face again. She could live with me. What? No. I've never lived with anyone. Would it be so bad? You never live with anyone. How old is this dude again?
Like late 20s, I think, early 30s, I forget.
Okay, so that's possible. It's just like
yeah.
You technically live with your parents, I presume.
But he's apparently forgotten about the sex traffickers who are hunting her. It's like, oh, we should just go home. I'm done
Get out
hiding.
of here, go home.
Yeah.
The truth is, I don't want any harm coming to Alessia Damachi. Or Damaki, I don't know the pronunciation there. I want to protect her. I sigh. What's happening to me?
I care about a human being, it's so out of character!
Alessia pours her confusion into the Bach prelude she's playing. She wants to forget everything. His look, his doubt, his rejection. The music slowly moves through her and out into the room, filling it with the somber colors of regret. And as she plays, she surrenders herself to the melody and forgets everything. When the final note dies, she opens her eyes, and Mr. Maxim is standing by the kitchen counter, watching her. Hey! He says. Hey, she responds. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. That's twice today. You are very contrary, Alessia says, trying to voice her confusion. As an afterthought, she adds, Is it my clothes? What? That you do not like? After all, he's insisted he wants to buy her new clothes. She stands, and in an uncharacteristic brave moment... Real uncharacteristic! She gives him a quick twirl.
No, this is the depths of how submissive she's been till now. She's basically been doing this the entire book. So now,
yeah,
twirling.
but she's already twirled once. I'm starting to see her twirling as like a character thing.
Yeah, she just spins like Wonder Woman the entire book.
Where was I? She hopes she will make him smile. Walking toward her, he eyes her football shirt and her cartoon PJs and rubs his chin as if considering her hypothesis. I love that you're dressed like a 13-year-old boy. His tone is dry, but amused, too. I'm assuming, given his tone is dry, that's meant to be sarcasm.
Yeah, but considering just how infantile she's been throughout this entire thing, I'm not 100% sure.
And even then, considering she just said that she's worried that she upset him with her clothes. Being sarcastic, in turn, seems like a dick move. Like, yeah, I like that you dress like a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like a judgmental and being a dick.
I mean, considering how insecure she's been, maybe sarcasm isn't the right move right now, buddy. Especially when seeing she's asking why he keeps seducing then rejecting her.
Alessia giggles, loudly, infectiously, and he laughs with her. Oh, that's Terry, right?
So Terry, yeah, don't forget his knighthood.
Yeah. Oh, such a little kitty.
He's come to give his emotional support.
That's better, he whispers. He grasps her chin and kisses her. You are a very desirable woman, Alessia, whatever you're wearing. Don't let me or anyone else make you feel otherwise. You're also very, very talented. Play something else. For me, please.
Sing, my angel of music!
Mollified by his kind words, and she sits down at the piano once more. She gives him a quick, knowing smile and starts to play. The song I finished after I met her. Did he write a frickin' song?
Oh, he writes songs. Yeah, he's a musician, Linkar. He's a musician.
He's in a band.
He's in a band. He's a DJ.
Like, I'm trying to... Oh my god. She knows it by heart, and she's played it a damn sight better than I do. I started the song when Kit was alive, and now I hear my own sorrow and regret in the harmonies that fill the room. Grief hits me like a tidal wave, crashing over me, drowning me. A knot forms in my throat, and I try to contain my emotion, but it expands, constricting my ability to breathe. I watch her, spellbound but aching as the music punctures my heart and touches the yawning void that is Kit's absence. Kit is his brother?
His late brother, yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Her eyes are closed. She's concentrating and losing herself in the sad, solemn melody. I've tried to ignore my grief, but it's there. It's been there since the day he died. I told Alessia that I loved him. I did. I really did love him. My big brother. And then I slept with his wife.
Yep.
But I never told him. Not once. And now, I miss him more than he'll ever know. Kit. Why? Tears burn behind my eyes as I lean against the wall, trying to fight my anguish and loss. I cover my face with my hands. I hear her gasp and she stops. See, now this actually... I'll grant you this. This actually could be a quasi-romantic scene. Her playing this song that he wrote in the wake of his death, and like it all the emotions that he's been suppressing coming back to him, kind of pushing forward. It's an unintentional thing, like to make him sad like this. Mm-hmm. It could be a cute, good character emotional moment. But then I keep coming back to the fact that he slept with his wife, with his brother's wife right after he died.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's the fact that this genuinely, potentially emotional scene is sandwiched in between him just like, oh, I really want to fuck her, I really want to fuck her, I really want to fuck her. I'm sad about my brother.
Yeah. Just like tone.
Yeah, it's she does that. She has this sort of incredible juxtaposition between things. And so we have one paragraph here of what could be a genuinely emotional thing. I said, immediately predating it, we just had, oh man, I really want to rip those SpongeBob SquarePants off her.
The fact that you specifically called him this, I want to rip those SpongeBob SquarePants off.
I was going to do I add another pants there? I panicked.
SquarePants.
SquarePants off her.
Okay, hearing the scrape of the stool, I know that she stepped away from the piano. Then I feel her near me, and she touches my arm. It's a compassionate gesture, and it's my undoing. That reminded me of my brother! I squeeze the words past a lump in my throat. He died 3 weeks ago!
Wait, this was 3 weeks ago? He was... I must have forgotten that from the first bit. He was banging his wife before the body was killed.
You know what I'm saying? Did you just drop your pants right over the grave, man?
Oh,
Criminy!
I mean, I know the idea is he's meant to be an unhealthy person, but how are we supposed to root for this guy, you know?
Like, this is not helped by then also implying that the widow is also pretty messed up too, right? Right away.
I mean, he's not really said anything nice about her in the entire book. It's just been like, shit, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh shit, she can be a real bitch sometimes. It's like, dude, why are you doing this then?
I'm playing script doctor here in my head. If we want to show him emotionally void and whatnot, having meaningless sex, not necessarily a problem, but he has flat emotionless crappy sex with someone that he picks up at a bar.
He does that as well.
And that's all you need. Just like a string of one night stands that and maybe you even have the women comment, I don't know what it is, dude, but you seem like you weren't even into it.
I mean, they basically did that as well. Like, he has a woman come round and for some reason she was like, oh, I love how posh you are. I love how you talk posh, mate. So, but then, so it's like, okay, you don't necessarily need... I mean, maybe this subplot's going to go somewhere. Maybe she's going to be like the villain, the widow. She'll be the one who sells this sweet, innocent child out to the sex traffickers.
Oh, probably, yeah. Like, if not what's-his-face being the traitor, then definitely her.
Just everyone in his life suddenly betrays him, like the Room style. Everybody betray me!
Got there before I could.
Ah.
Anyway. Oh no. She sounds crestfallen, and she wraps her arms around me, surprising me, and whispers, I am so sorry. I bury my face in her hair and inhale her soothing scent. It's like I have this image of her head of it like...
It's just sniffy. Oh, that's the stuff.
Snorting her hair.
Smell like mummy.
And I cannot stop the tears sliding down my face. Oh my god, this next bit. Shit. She's unmanned me. She's unmanned me!
Do you feel emasculated by your tears, sir?
I didn't cry at the hospital. I didn't cry at the funeral. I haven't cried since my father died when I was 16 years old. Yet here, now with her, I let go, and I sob in her arms.
I guess he is not a man punch, and he does not wear a pretty hat.
Yep.
But he also, incidentally, his father took him to a brothel before he died, when he was 16, because he was teaching him how to fuck. So that's a plot point. Yeah. Everyone in this family is amazing. Oh, we made it for a whole chapter.
Max Thick, this is your man card.
Mm-hmm. How dare you cry, sir? You are emasculated now.
How...
Man, I cried at the sunset.
I cried in front of a woman. I'm no longer a man. The Lonely Man theme plays as he walks into the distance. I must live alone now, for I no longer have manness.
No manness. I cried about my dead brother. No longer man.
Cried about my dead brother in front of a woman. It's very important, the fact that he's with a woman when this happens. Because emotional vulnerability is bad. Well, in his eyes, I'm pretty sure. I don't think James was deliberately saying that emotional vulnerability is, in men is bad. It's how he views it. I'd like to think that at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm only so familiar with their work.
I envy you for that.
Anyway, that was chapter 13.
We made it to another chapter.
Shall we do another chapter? We shall.
Oh, good. Yay.
Chapter 14. Alessia's heart rate accelerates as she panics. Confused, she holds him, her mind in a whirl. What has she done? Mr. Maxim, Mr. Maxim, Mr. Maxim, 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 Maxim.
She having a
just
stroke?
like they repeat Mr. Maxim, Mr. Maxim, Maxim.
You're nice. Yeah, I thought you were joking for a second there. I looked up at the page. It's like, nope, she's just stuck on a loop.
like a freaking record skipping in her head right now.
She's got the blue screen of death.
She thought he'd find it amusing that she knew his peace, but no, she's reminded him of his grief. Her remorse is swift and mirthless, and flutters staccato in her belly. How could she have been so insensitive? I don't think it was necessarily, there was no way to know that. I mean, as far as I can tell, at least.
I don't think she even knew his brother was dead, so...
He tightens his hold on her as he weeps, making no sound. 3 weeks is no time. No wonder he's still grieving. She draws him closer and strokes his back. She remembers how she felt when her grandmother passed away. Nana had been the only one who understood her, the only person she could really talk to. She's been gone a year. She swallows the burning sensation in her throat. Maxim is vulnerable and sad, and she wants nothing but to make him smile again. He has done so much for her. She runs her hands up his shoulders and to the nape of his neck and, clasping his head, turns his face to hers. His gaze holds no expectations, and all she sees in his luminous green eyes is his sorrow. Slowly, she pulls his mouth to hers and kisses him.
Okay, two things. One, you'll notice how, like, while the POV does switch back and forth, it's wildly inconsistent in length. So we'll have, this is her paragraph, and then we're back to him again.
Yep.
The other thing is, please tell me their first sex scene is not going to be, like, wet with his tears. I just assumed it'd be wet with hers.
Well, I don't know if it goes into full-blown sex scene, but there's a thing down below. We'll see. But let me ask, is this their first proper kiss?
No, I think he gave her a smooch, like, quite early on, and then was just like, oh no, what have I done? Like, even before they were anything like intimate, like, when she was still in his apartment working for him, cleaning his stuff, they were in, like, a photography darkroom, because of course this douche nozzle has one of those, and she gives him, I think he gives her a smooch there.
Yeah, and you messed it up. You messed it up, James, because this would be the perfect time for the first kiss. To make it, that emotional vulnerability, getting them together, having this be their first moment. If this was a good book, this is like roughly the halfway point of the book. This is this is supposed to be a romance novel. If a reader is invested in this, invested in this romance, wanting them to get together, then getting to the first kiss is supposed to be a big triumphant moment. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be, truly passionate, romantic. It's supposed to be the thing, that the reader's been wanting this whole time. And you had them kiss already, so the emotional impact of it is lessened by this.
I think James thinks in terms of sex, not kisses. So I think the big emotional build-up is for them punking.
I groan when her lips brush mine. Her kiss is timid, but so unexpected and oh so sweet. I screw my eyes shut as I fight the outpouring of my grief. I mean, she's still kissing him.
Yeah, he's groaning and talking into her mouth. Like, what a sexy man.
Her name is a blessing. My hands cradle her head. So both of their hands are on each other's heads now. My fingers threading through her soft, silky hair as I accept her hesitant, unschooled kiss.
There's a lot in that statement, isn't there? That's
so I can certainly, I get the implication of the word.
Yeah,
is she's just inexperienced.
Sure,
but this is a rich douchebag who probably went to prep school, snooty private ed schools and all that stuff. His dad took him to a brothel. So this just implies to me, I went to kissing school.
Yeah, the implication here is that no one trained her to snog. Because, he has not shut up about his education in this entire book.
She kisses me once, twice, 3 times.
The lady.
I've got you, she whispers, and her words draw all the air from my lungs. Oh my god, she's a succubus!
Yeah, plus he's blowing into her mouth now. I've got you.
I want to crush her to me and never let her go. I can't. Wouldn't that be a great twist if she was like a succubus?
That would be amazing. I would forget.
Like I keep waiting for like one of those good, like a really good twist like that. Just be like, wow, that recolors everything.
Yeah, her horns suddenly grow and it's like he can feel his life force sucking out of him. It's like plot twist.
The sex traffickers are actually like a demon hunters.
It's the Winchester boys have actually been chasing her this whole time.
There you go. I can't remember the last person who consoled me in my hour of need. Alessia kisses my neck, my jaw, and my lips once more, and I let her. Gradually, my grief recedes, leaving only hunger in its wake. We order a pizza. No. My hunger for her. I've been fighting my attraction to her since I saw her standing in my hallway, holding that broom. But she's broken.
I know.
Sorry, I just had this image in my head of her, like, seductively holding the broom and stroking it.
It's hocus pocus. She's like, brooming.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, he's now forgotten, apparently, the whole, she's drunk, I can't do this thing. Now it's like, naturally, never mind. I'm sad now.
But she's broken through all my defenses. She's exposed my grief, my need, my lust. And I'm powerless to resist. She moves to hold and stroke my face, which is still damp with tears, and her caress spirals like a tornado through my body. I'm pretty sure that's actually diarrhea. Diarrhea is like a storm raging inside you. I'm lost to her compassion, her courage, and her innocence. I'm lost to her touch. My body responds. And this is the thing I read my body responds. So,
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I want her. I want her now. I've wanted her forever. I tilt her head back and move.
So much head tilting
and move one hand to hold the nape of her neck. My fingers still. Yeah, it's just like it's like he's holding her like this.
Yeah, but it's like she tilted his face. He turned her head. She tilted his chin. Like, just guys, stop touching each other like that. It's weird.
He's having sex with a mannequin. That's what you're like.
Other plot twist. She's a sex doll this whole time.
There you go. With the other hand, I circle her waist and pull her against the length of my body. I deepen the kiss, my lips more insistent. Alessia lets out a little gasp, and I seize the moment and tease her tongue with the tip of mine. She tastes as sweet as she looks, and she moans. I light up like Piccadilly Circus. Well, I get what you're going for there, but now you just put circus music in my head.
It's a town.
So now this sex scene in my head is just making me think.
I can see any non-Englishman who read this just like a circus.
Yeah, I know what they're referring to. I get it, but it's just like, damn. She pushes at my chest, suddenly breaking our kiss, and stares up at me with a dazed, astonished look. Shit, what's this? She's breathless, flushed, and her pupils are dilated. Man, she's exquisite. I don't want to let her go. You okay? A shy smile pulls at the corners of her mouth and she nods. Sorry, he said, you okay? I thought she said it. Again.
Yeah. No, it's terribly written. Like, I think a lot of what the audience isn't going to get from this is how difficult it is for the reader to get through this because of the way it's formatted. It's so confusing that the point of POV is always placed in the wrong direction. It's like she's doing a puppet show and misdirecting you to look over here while someone over here is talking. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, she's exquisite. I don't want to let her go. You okay? You okay sounds like it's her saying that to him. Because while it's his thought, you know, the fact that the focus is on her and describing her, it sounds like that's what she's saying back to him. But no, he's asking her, you okay?
Whole books like this. And also, they've established apparently that in Albania, nodding your head means no and shaking it means yes. So they keep coming back to this thing where she's Sometimes she's doing it Albanian style, sometimes she's doing it British style, and it's getting like so. That's what they keep referencing here.
Which explains this next bit. Does she mean yes or no? Yes? I want clarification. Yes, she whispers. Have you ever been kissed? Only by you. I don't know what to say to this. You knew that... You just said, unschooled.
Yeah, he's going back and forth trying to finding her innocence really hot and being freaked out by it.
Again. She beseeches me, and I need no further prompting. My grief is a distant memory. I'm firmly in the now with this beautiful,
Fuck my dead
innocent
brother, I want to get
woman.
laid!
My fingers tighten in her hair, and I again with the yanking her hair around. And I ease her head back so that her mouth is once more raised to mine. I kiss her again, tempting her lips apart with my tongue. It's like licking her face, trying to get in there. And this time, I've met with the tip of hers.
Wait, so
I growl deep in my throat.
He pushes her lips apart with his tongue, like...
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. I hate that.
I growl deep in my throat, my arousal complete, straining against black denim.
I'm so sad right now.
I hear a throaty growl, and I think Frankenstein.
Cock wants free.
Her hands slide up my biceps, and she clings to me as our tongues stroke and tease and taste each other over and over. I could kiss her all day, every day. I slide my hand down her back to her perfect behind. So he keeps dropping F and S bombs and he can't say ass?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, God. Placing my palm on her backside, I push her against my erection.
I don't think there's any narrator I could have asked to do this chapter without it being terrible. I'm glad we can share this, you and I, Linkar.
Romance books, especially written sex scenes, they are not meant to be read aloud. Because it exposes the silliness of it all. It's supposed to be something private to get yourself in the moment. You're supposed to be entranced in the thing.
Yes.
I mean, not that I'm like some expert on erotic fiction or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, anytime I see people reading out from erotic fiction of any kind, it just exposes the goofiness of it. And it's okay to be goofy in private because you're supposed to be lost in the moment of it. But me reading it out loud, it's just so ridiculous.
I think in this case, I can't imagine it being a better experience reading it alone. Like, I've read the 50 Shades books to myself in the privacy of my own dark closet where I cry silently. But it wasn't any better, trust me.
I don't doubt it. Because that's the other thing. There's also a fine line between immense silliness of it and something that actually is romantic and flustering and sexy.
Yeah, I mean, to
versus
be fair,
this, which is I push her against my dick.
Yeah, push. Yeah.
She gasps and frees her lips from our kiss, but doesn't let me go. She's breathing hard, eyes the color of night. Again, like completely black eyes. She's a succubus.
I look in too deep and my soul slips away.
I hold her startled gaze, and summoning every ounce of my self-control, I ask, "Do you want to stop?" "No," she says quickly. "Thank fuck!" "What's wrong?" I ask. She shakes her head. "This?" I ask. Sorry, that's not magic of dry humping her. Is this the problem?
At some point, you're going to have to describe him taking her SpongeBob SquarePants pants off.
Yup! I'm getting there, I'm sure.
I want to go home.
Oh, you are home.
I just want to go away. I want to go to a different home where this isn't happening.
Okay, she gasps. And again, I can't tell if this is him or her saying this. Yes, beautiful, I want you. Because it's just, she gasps, but that could be an indication of him saying, yes, this is proof that I want you.
Did she ask? I mean, what was the preceding question? Was she asking if he was okay with it, or was he?
He asks, what's wrong? She shakes her head, which could mean yes, because of the Albanian thing.
I sure love that consent is questionable.
I ask and press my hips against her to indicate the erection. She gasps, and then, without any kind of indication of who said it, yes, beautiful, I want you. Is he saying, this is proof that I want you, or is she saying, yes, beautiful, I want you?
Well, read it in half his voice and half her voice, and then we'll be safe either way.
Yes, beautiful, I want you.
Perfect.
Her lips part as she inhales. Okay. It might have been him, because then he follows up. I want to touch you everywhere, I whisper, with my hands, with my fingers, with my lips, and with my tongue. Her eyes darken, and I want you to touch me. I add in a husky tone. Was that voice husky enough?
It was just the right amount of husky. Thank you for that.
Her mouth forms a perfect, soundless O. But her gaze shifts from my eyes to my mouth to my chest and back to my eyes. Too fast? I ask. She shakes her head and fists her fingers in my hair and tugs, drawing my lips back.
I thought that was going in a different direction. She fists me.
Again, she's doing this E.L. James is doing this deliberately to make us confused about whether she's okay with this or not. Yeah. And it's frustrating. Oh, I murmur against the corner of her mouth as pleasure rushes down my spine. Okay. Dom. Rushes down my spine to my groin.
Does he have backwards legs this whole time? They just haven't mentioned it.
Just like goes down the spine, then comes back around.
Yeah, does it loop through the taint? What?
That doesn't seem physically possible.
We're gonna have
Do you think opposite sides?
Yeah. Where does she think the spine is?
Where does she think the dick is?
His back dick.
Does he have two? Is he so posh that he has one in the back too?
I call it the tailbone, my special tailbone.
Hey. Well. Okay, where the hell was I?
Spine dick.
That's right, Alessia. Touch me. I want you to touch me. I crave her touch. She kisses me and hesitantly pushes her tongue between my lips, and I take all that she's got to give.
All her tongue into his mouth?
It's really tiny, though, so it's not much.
Yeah, he takes her entire tongue in it. How does E.L. James think people kiss? Is this... Just... Ugh.
I get what they're trying to do. I get it, but you keep missing the target.
Well, we'll see if he does.
Hey. Oh, Alessia. We kiss, and I kiss until I think I'm going to burst. Here we go.
Yep.
I skirt the waistband of her pajamas and slip my hand inside the head against the warm, soft skin of her behind. Again, behind. No, not ass, not derriere, not butt.
Arse. Yeah.
Just arse. You're British. like there are so many words for butts, but you use the same one twice. That's kind of the chaste word. Romance stories, thesaurus.
Yeah, she
Keep
hits
it
the
from being
thesaurus in the
boring.
weirdest places. Like, you know she's doing it sometimes. At other times, she's just like, behind. I slap her behind. She moves her behind. Her behind sits on the table. It's fine.
I'm sure the people watching this are just like, get back to the sex scene already, but it's just like, god damn, it just...
This is how we get through it.
Sucks!
This is necessary, trust me.
Okay, she stills for a second, then grips my hair firm. They're just ungrasping and grasping the hair.
Yeah.
Tugging hard, and kisses me with ardor, greedy and feverish. Easy, I breathe. The sex is slow! She swallows and places her hands on my arms, looking a little abashed. I like your hands in my hair, I reassure her, and to make amends, I run my teeth along her jawline up to her. Yeah, that face you were making there, just like the teeth out, running that across her face.
What? Why?
Her moan is soft and husky as her head falls into the palm of my hand. Next sentence. It's music to my dick.
Oh, that hurt me. That cut deep, I'm not gonna lie.